Abraham was a good man who owned many sheep and cattle. He lived with his wife Sarah in the land of Haran. God told Abraham to leave his country and people to settle in a new land called Canaan. When Abraham reached the southern part of Canaan, he encountered a severe famine. He concluded that he must leave the promised land and wait out the famine in Egypt. Abraham knew his wife was beautiful, and they would desire her. So they came up with a plan and said that Sarah was his sister, so they would not kill him. And that way, they would think Sarah was available for marriage. When they arrived in Egypt, it did not take long for Pharaoh to be informed about Sarah and her great beauty. He treated Abraham good for her sake. But the Lord inflicted serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Abraham's wife Sarah. Then Pharaoh sent Abraham on his way with his wife and everything he had. God promised to give him a son through his wife Sarah, who was barren. They laughed because this promise seemed impossible because they were so old, but Abraham believed what God said. Many years had passed, and they were still without a child. So Sarah decided to give her servant Hagar to Abraham. Then she conceived a son named Ishmael. Later on, the Lord did for Sarah what he had promised, and she became pregnant with her son named Isaac. The child grew and was weaned. And the day Isaac was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. But Sarah saw Ishmael as a threat, and she told Abraham to get rid of Hagar and Ishmael. The next morning, Abraham took some food and a skin of water to Hagar, and he sent her and Ishmael away. She and her son wandered until their water was completely consumed. In a moment of despair, she burst into tears. God heard her and her son crying and came to rescue them. Then an angel of God opened Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well of water. He also told Hagar that God will make a great nation of Ishmael. Hagar and Ishmael were saved. The miraculous phenomenon that happened in the story was that Sarah conceived a child at an old age. And the scientific explanation is that it is not impossible for someone of an old age to conceive a child, but it is uncommon. Sarah was originally named Sarai. Abraham was born with the name of Abram, and he was the patriarch of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Hagar means stranger. She was from Egypt,